We are traveling by motorhome along the North Sea coast of Schleswig-Holstein, from Meldorf Bay in the south to the Halligen Islands in the north. Once, Büsum was merely a small fishing village on the rugged North Sea coast. The wind blew almost constantly across the dikes, and the scent of salt, seaweed, and fresh shrimp hung perpetually in the air. The houses stood clustered tightly together so they could better withstand the fierce autumn storms. In those days, the fishermen would steer their cutters out of the harbor early in the morning and return at noon with nets full to bursting. Merchants would be waiting eagerly for the catch, while the seagulls voiced their impatience loudly. In the afternoons, the men would mend their nets, while children wandered curiously among the boats. Today, Büsum is a spa town and tourist destination, and the fishermen can be counted on the fingers of one hand. Moreover, the catch itself is often meager. Spotting a shrimp fisherman is a rare occurrence. To make up for it, however, there are plenty of restaurants and seafood stalls dotted around the harbor to satisfy appetites both small and large. Excursion boats lie moored at the so-called Fischerkai, fisherman's quay, waiting for tourists eager to visit Heligoland or the sandbanks. Most visitors, however, simply stroll along the harbor waterfront, soaking up the maritime atmosphere while gazing out at the distinctive lighthouse. Just beyond the harbor, Hafenstraße leads us into the town proper. On either side of the street, one finds the quintessential displays of a typical coastal town: sand toys for the children, blue and white nautical apparel for the ladies, and plenty of high tables where the men can enjoy a beer. Right in the center of the village, the old, whitewashed brick church of St. Clemens had stood since the 15th century. Its spire was visible far beyond the village limits. Whenever storm surges threatened, the bells would ring out to warn the people. Many residents had sought refuge inside the church while, outside, the rising waters pressed against the dikes. Today, the pointed church spire disappears behind the tall deciduous trees that stand in a square formation surrounding the church. Inside, the church features a rich array of furnishings spanning several different eras. The bronze baptismal font dates back to the 13th century. Johann Adolphi Koster, known as Neo-Chorus, who served as the parish pastor around 1600, recounts in his chronicle of the land of Dithmarschen that the font was plundered from the island of Pelworm in the 15th century by the pirate Cord Witterich. Hanging from the ceiling is a model of the three-masted ship Der Mild Herbst, the mild autumn. On the north side are the Johansenbox pew, dating from 1801, the Numsenbox pew, from the 19th century, and a pulpit dating from 1671. Next, our attention is drawn to the wooden sculpture of Mary, part of the church's Triumphal Cross group, which dates from 1495. Facing her stands the figure of John. We then step back outside. The older residents often used to tell stories of severe storm surges. In earlier times, Büsum had even been an island, before dikes were built and land connections established. Following the Great Storm Surge of 1962, the dikes The Wadden Sea has been particularly popular since times past. In days gone by, children would gather shells at low tide, while adults walked far out across the mudflats.
Das sind tatsächlich kleine Priele.
And to this day, children still enthusiastically collect shells. Some fishermen used to claim that, amidst the fog, one could sometimes hear the voices of old sailors who had vanished at sea long ago. This is merely a tall tale, a bit of sailor's yarn that is still passed around even today. Whether then or now, standing on the dike in the evening as the red rays of the sun shine across the sea, one inevitably feels that Büsum has been inextricably linked with the wind, the water, and the people of the North Sea for centuries.